Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome back to Characters Explained, a series on my channel where I cover the characters from the game Battle for Neighborville. And in today's video, we're once again covering the scurvy-ridden pirate himself, Captain Deadbeard. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. So to start out, context is pretty important with this character, and yeah, he's one of those 2016 characters. You know the ones. He started out with a 2-punch combo of Garden Warfare 2 and Heroes, and only returned to BFN since then. There's not really much else I could say for his background, besides his weird obsession with Rose. Yeah, okay, we'll move on. Deadbeard in BFN has 100 HP, which is common practice for BFN sniping characters. And as for his primary, the Scurvy Scattershot, it's a shotgun that we'll simply have to guesstimate the damage on here, like with Scientist. Fun. Anyways, for this video, we'll just say that it shoots 13 pellets and can deal up to 35.4 damage normally, with all crits being 41.54. The weapon has 20 ammo, but can only shoot 10 shots, and it has a rate of fire of 90. Now, as for his secondary, the Spyglass Shot, this is where the sniping aspect comes in. This weapon can only be used while he's aiming, and it has completely different stats compared to his primary. Okay, so basically there's 4 stages to this weapon. No charge, 1 charge, 2 charges, and 3 charges. No charge deals 4.5 damage normally, with 6.3 being the crit. First charge deals 14.13 damage, with 19.78 being the crit. Second charge deals 34 damage, with 47.6 being the crit. And finally, third charge deals 61.2 damage, with 98.53 being the crit. Oh, and also, each stage takes more and more ammo. No charge takes 1, first charge takes 2, second charge takes 3, and third charge takes 4. Okay, got all that? Basically, the longer you aim with this weapon, the more damage it does. And I'll say right now, it is really rewarding to get good with this thing. But we can discuss that later. For now, you're caught up on Deadbeard's weaponry, so let's cover his abilities next. Starting off here, we have Barrel Blast, which makes Deadbeard crawl into a barrel with a fuse on it. When activated, he starts moving pretty quickly until the barrel actually blows up, which deals 150 damage within a 4.75 meter radius. Now, to compensate for this dealing such a high amount of damage, the barrel itself only has 100 HP, which makes it pretty easily breakable if the plants happen to know that you're rushing them. So this ability is best used stealthily. Regardless, it's still really powerful when it's used right. Next up is Parrot Pal, which is an aerial drone that Deadbeard can control. The drone deals damage, with the laser it shoots dealing 8 damage normally, with the crit damage being 9.6. It can shoot up to 33 consecutive shots before needing to cool down, and it has a rate of fire of 390. Now, this ability also has more to offer, as it also has a couple of unique abilities of its own. 2 of these are for going up and down in the drone itself, and the other one is an ability called Explosion, which is a large bomb that deals 50 damage on impact, with an additional 50 splash being applied afterwards. Now, to compensate for all of these good things, the drone itself only has 5 HP and a duration of 60 seconds. So you get some good and some bad with this ability, but it's still solid. Finally, we have Anchors Away, which is a large anchor that Deadbeard attaches to the barrel of his weapon. When it's lodged in, it can be used to launch Deadbeard into a general direction, but more specifically, it's primarily used to get to higher places that he normally can't reach on his own. Compared to the Cactus ability, this is simply not as good, but it does deal 50 damage to an enemy, so yeah, that's cool. But again, not as good as the Cactus ability at base. We'll get to the upgrades, trust me. So that is Deadbeard's basic kit. That's a lot of stuff, but overall it's still pretty solid. And now we'll cover his abilities, so let's get right into those. Alright, so Deadbeard and Cactus both have really good abilities, with both of them having different reasons for why they're so good. And in the case of Deadbeard, his abilities are mostly good for quick picks. To show you what I mean, let's go through them. Starting off, we have his base upgrades, and first up here is I Spy. This upgrade simply gives you better corner visuals for spyglass shots, and that's all she wrote. Moving on, this upgrade is meh. Next up is Scuttle Shot, which gives your primary knockback. This one is actually really good, depending on how you play of course. But yeah, I would recommend this one honestly. Moving on to the more expensive upgrades, Freebie is first, and you recover 7 ammo after vanquishing someone with a fully charged scope shot. This upgrade makes it theoretically possible to never worry about reloading, and for that, I'd say it's pretty solid. The other 3-pointer is Long Barrel, which decreases the dispersion of Scurvy Scattershot by around 65.9%. And if we just remove the nerd talk from that, basically the primary is way more accurate now. Overall, it's a pretty solid upgrade. Next up are his ability upgrades, which are really interesting. Starting off with Barrel Blast, we have Powder Keg and Incoming Keg. Powder Keg launches Deadbeard way higher when the barrel explodes, and Incoming Keg increases Deadbeard's speed and the ability by 75%. Powder Keg is meh, but Incoming Keg can be very useful. I really dig this upgrade. It's practically faster than sprinting speed. Overall, this one is pretty solid. Up next are his Parrot Pal upgrades, and these ones are unique. Plunder is first, and it decreases the cooldown on explosion by 2 times for 2 seconds whenever you hit 4 critical hits in a row. This upgrade is one that I used to use for a long time, and I can tell you right now that it definitely works. As for Wind Chilled, this upgrade simply makes the overheat on your primary not go up as fast. Not much else to say here, it just happens to make your primary easier to use. Finally, we have the Anchors Away upgrades, and these ones are both disgusting. First up is Heavy Metal, which gives you a free max snipe charge whenever you use the anchor. And this charge lasts forever, up until you actually use it or die. Yes, I'm being completely serious. This is criminal. And paired up with the other upgrade, it gets even more disgusting. That upgrade is Shore Leave, which increases Deadbeard's speed by 30% for 5 seconds after using the anchor. So if you use both upgrades together, you get a speed boost and a max charge every single time you use the anchor. That's horrific. So Deadbeard's upgrades are overall really solid. And with that being said, let's quickly go over some example builds I've made to show you his capabilities. First up is my personal build using Incoming Keg, Heavy Metal, and Shore Leave. It has speed, high DPS, and it allows you to guarantee kills on nightcaps too? I'm sold, take my money. Next up is a Parrot build, using Critical Blow, Plunder, and Refreshing Revive. I don't really have much to add to this one, it's just a solid way to farm kills. Finally, we have a speed build, using Incoming Keg, Speedy, and Shore Leave. I don't think I need to explain this one. I'm just gonna show footage, and you can come to your own conclusions on it. So with all of that out of the way, what are my final thoughts on this character? Well, I think Deadbeard is really solid. I wouldn't say he's as good as Cactus, but then again, Cactus has one of the most disgusting upgrade combos in the entire game. So it's not like he had much of a chance to begin with, realistically. But regardless, he is still one of the top characters in this game, and yeah, in the right situations, he dominates. And with that being said, I'll be ending this video here. Thank you all so much for watching until the end, I really do appreciate it. This last statement isn't going to make much sense once I order the videos into playlist, but this is actually the final Characters Explained video I'm making. And yeah, it's been one hell of a run, hasn't it? Thank you all so much for your support on this series. It's literally the reason why I picked up making YouTube content in the first place. But with that being said, we're not done with BFN yet. You'll see what I mean. Now, if you're new around here and you like what you saw, then maybe consider subscribing too. It helps me out a ton, and you get to see more BFN, so win-win. And as for me, I've got some sniping of my own to do, so I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.